I said I wouldn't compare your albums to this one, but as you go on later albums, I think you did get clearer with your
Yeah.
topics. Like, all right, this song is about this. It seems like your later albums, the last two, you jumped more into your spiritual bag. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, that's the whole incline, man. If you listen to me in songs like The Last Outlaw, I got all kind of Christ syndications and so on. You know, I'm teaspoon feeding people God in the gospel from a ghetto God gospel standpoint, if I can say it like that. And eventually, ultimately, you know, we talking hip hop, you being from New York, that's like the last element of hip hop, and really kind of where Pac left the game at. On the cross with the Machiavelli record, and it was really more about the Quran and this type of thing that we don't lyrically battle about. You see what I'm saying? So hip hop took another form, back to God. So that was my whole mission. As long as I please God and the world pick it up, I appreciate y'all. But my aim is God and the hip. You see what I'm saying? He give me the thoughts and the inspiration. I try to give it back to him, like checking my test paper. And if we coincide and you know, become in unison, one with each other, and it's an agreement, then I'm gonna present that to somebody. And if everybody here not in the room, that's what it is. That's the only way I do a record. I go into a prayer meditation and a lot of that before I even, you know, pick up a pad or pen, let alone take the step to the microphone. So once I say something, then it's in braille. You know what I mean? It's there forever. I ain't got no regrets. I ain't taking it back. And hopefully when I'm dead and gone, everybody can pick this up like a blueprint of life, and, you know, wherever you at, and hopefully it'll help you succeed. Right? So that's my whole.
Because I can get you, you know, I can get you back on there to talk about a couple of your albums. A couple of your albums are classics. They might not be as widely known as this one, but like, you know, there's a God living, preserved, my own, all of those to me, because I saw where you were going, and to see the evolution, even Signs and Wonders, which is the EP, and it's like you started touching on things that you didn't get to touch on in the early albums. You know, you were establishing Carleone and everything else. Like you said, this was your movie, but then later on you making songs about your mama. You know, you don't have that distinction on this album. Like it's Life Game, but it's not like, okay, here's this song about this. It's more blended in, if that makes sense.
Well, if you look at it from a Christ standpoint, if he say I'm returning as a thief in the night, then I can't show up lily white and, you know what I mean, with the robe on. It kind of scare and freak people out. But if you can blend in and put the hoodie on and slick slide it on you, that's been my whole mission since childbirth. That anything I do is pleasing God and being as Christ-like as I can, and pass that on to my fellow man. So you can't go, we should say this here, Nancy Reagan at the time in the 80s, and the Reaganomics and the crack epidemic, you know, we used to have a commercial with Nancy Reagan always said, just say no to drugs. But I a drug infested, sort of say dysfunctional family. So I saw it firsthand for the neighborhood and all that. My uncle, you know, shot dope and snorted and smoked dope. Two of my aunties, you know what I mean? A few other family members that I got firsthand, not down the line. So I knew from that, you know, any problem you got to get from the inside to try to reconcile that problem. So I knew that couldn't work. I used to always try to tell my homeboys, help save them in the street and different things like that. A lot is dead and gone, a lot in the penitentiary, some still here. But I had to realize this my life and dream that God given. This ain't for everybody to do this. But that don't mean you discommunicate with people. What you try to do is find a way to communicate with them. And at the very least, I'd say if my mission was to save the world, I can't talk to 1 million people at one time, but I can make 1 million CDs or 1 million tapes, and they could get the message. That's the whole thing. A lot of people, you know, shoot down on Christ and all this. It's a person we never saw. You know what I mean? Excuse my French, but fuck the messenger, get the message. The whole message was about being able to live and maintain on the planet while we're here in love, peace, and happiness, and God's grace. So I try to slick put that in the worst of the downtrodden, the penitentiary of all that's not dead and gone. Like Pac said, you can't just walk up to a killer and just whoop out, you know what I mean, the Bible and try to convert him. But if he got a certain liking for you and no homo, and vice versa, y'all could learn to relate and talk and communicate. And maybe he could pick up something from you and you could pick up something from here on him. Rest in peace to Growl near the camp. We used to always say this here. Men sharpen men like steel sharpen steel. So I try to, here again, just play my part, do my part. And anything, you know, that to shed a shade of light off of me, I try to pass that on to my fellow man. So that's what this is. Bigger than music. Rest in peace, the old man from the Corleone gang. It's bigger than me, y'all. You know what I mean? So stick to the mission. So that's what that's about.
Man, see, I done jumped out my interview bag and got into my fan bag. We done went off the album, because, like I said, hopefully this ain't the last time we speak, and we can talk about those later, because I got questions. But for the sake of
keep me included, man. I got you covered, man. This go hand in hand. I appreciate you having me through. This is the only way for the people to know. You know, I'm a part of a podcast in Houston by the name of Bangin' 832 Radio. They run 7 days a week. I'm on every night at well, not every night, Tuesday and Thursday night at 6 p.m. Central, 4 on the West Coast, and 7 on the East Coast. You know what I mean? But we do the same type of thing. And the people that made me a part of was to give me, the whole mission was to give me another avenue so I could show the world a different side of me than just listening to the record. So I appreciate you and a whole lot of others that have brought me through just to tell these stories and, you know, bring the world back into now, man. So yeah, much love to you.
You answering so many of my questions, because on one of the tracks on there is the God album. You know, you got the lady doing the intro and she's saying the radio station. I'm like, is this station he's on right now? Because, you know, I'm out here. I don't get that. But you said it's a podcast, so we can go check that out. Okay.
Okay, you talking about Signs and Wonders. You talking about the Signs and Wonders.
It was that Signs? Okay, I thought it was there as a guy, but it's at the beginning of one of your smoothest songs on there.
Yeah, that's the lady. Shouts out to Miss Southern Belle and High Risk over there at Bangin' 832. But yeah, you know, we do that every week, and you know, she remind me so much of the ladies from the movie The Warriors, that commentated, the lady DJ, and I wanted to do something like that, and she did that for me, man, and we put that together. But the song is called My Lost World So Hard. So, you know, yeah, that's what that is, Science and One.
There we go, and you got the video for that.